Yeah, they're just day to day, right? We haven't seen any of them until this morning, so then you go through different things. It's maintenance, it's day to day, and at the end of the day, we're keeping our eyes also on bigger things, right? This is a prospects camp, and you want them to play, and hopefully they will be able to. But we do have main camp coming up, so more precautionary and let our medical team make sure that everything's in check.
I'm sure you saw and you heard a lot about Matt Savoie leading up to today when he actually gets on the ice. First impressions, I know it's not much, but what do you think?
Just electric. His pace of play is so high, with and without the puck. So a lot of times, guys of his age and his caliber offensively might not be have the work level and the hunt of the puck that he does. And I just was incredibly impressed at how competitive he is on the puck, how smart he is. You could see it in that first keep away passing game. Like, he sees things other players don't see. So I was incredibly impressed with him. And told him I was excited to have him on the ice because I missed him this summer.
How raring to go was he? Obviously, he wasn't on the ice in July. It's been a while for him. I mean, could you sense the excitement?
No.
No?
No. And that's a good thing, I think. He has a real presence about him for a young man. He doesn't come across, when you talk to him, when you give him instruction, anything, he doesn't come across as an 18-year-old kid. Carries himself very mature, got a real good presence, is energized on the ice, but didn't seem like a kid in a candy store like it's Christmas morning. Felt like he's ready to be here, ready for the moment, and ready to go out and show what he is.
Like you had him with Kisakov and Isaac and Linus, why did you try him out with those guys?
Right now you're guessing a little bit. So we'll see more tomorrow night. But some of what we were thinking was have passers and shooters together, guys that are smart players, think the game well together. So he's with guys that can play with him offensively. When you have the offensive mind that he does and you can make plays like he does, you want to play with other players that think the game like you. So he's got two guys that think the game at a pretty high level.
Kisakov, your first time seeing him up close, I believe.
I coached against him.
Oh, did okay.
And I didn't like coaching against him. I like coaching him when he was on Russia on a couple tournaments. So he's a little bit of a magician with the puck. Like, he really is. His creativity, his edge control is really special. Savoie has that explosiveness in his skating, but Kisakov's edge control and his cutbacks and his ability to find secondary plays is really unique. You saw that coaching against him. You saw it on video as we were, talking as an organization this summer about what's the right plan for him. And you got to see it firsthand out there today.
Tomorrow night, you get to play against some pretty talented players.
Yeah.
As a coach, I guess what sort of development opportunities are for this group? And as a coach, obviously, I'm sure you're looking forward to to be able to coach against people like that.
Yeah, we're excited for our organization, right? We all believe in the direction we're heading. We all still know we have a lot of work to do. So it's a great opportunity for our young players and our prospects to show what they're made of. And for our young guys, it's an introduction into our organization, and they get to make those statements in their play against some other world-class players, which is awesome. And for our returners, it's an opportunity to make a statement that they're going away from being a prospect and they're ready to compete for NHL time, right? I thought that, Brett Murray made that statement here last year and earned his way into 20-some games in the NHL last year through that. And so for our returning players, they want to make that same kind of statement with their performance here this week.
A lot of people view the Sabres as, one of the teams with the biggest prospect pool in the league, the best quality. Does that transpire at all with the group? Does that, do you feel like players are sort of aware of the fact that, the whole league looks at them and sees this group as the next, maybe?
Yeah, I think that all of our players, the players that are in Buffalo as well, and the guys that we've had in Rochester and the prospects coming in, the new guys, feel the collective energy within the organization. And they really believe in where we're going and the direction that Kevin and Donnie have us going in. And it's exciting for young, talented players to see all the other really talented players with them. So, it's not just, that's where you're fortunate where we've been at, as much as we don't like where we've been at. The good part is the scouts have done a great job. The management's done a great job of, we get 3 first-rounders this year, and they've all looked really good, whether in development camp or here right now. So, but there's first-rounders from other years and second-rounders and some late bloomers, and there's all these players, and the guys can feel that. And it's also a healthy competitiveness that, being at the national program, I always believe the best thing that ever happened at the national program was putting the 20-some best players in the birth year on the ice together against each other in the weight room against each other for 2 straight years. And that competitiveness raises the bar, because if I'm at the top and other guys are pushing past me, I got to fight to work every day to keep that place in the pecking order. And that's the same thing we have within our organization's prospects right now, and that's a healthy competition.
Do you also need to remind players to be patient? And by that I mean, like last year with Rochester, you had a couple of 19-year-old players who, had pretty impressive numbers, but yet spent the whole season in Rochester. Is that something you have to remind players that, regardless of how dominant you are, there are steps to be taken, and we'll take whatever time it will take?
Yes, I think Kevin Adams has shown that we want to take a long-term approach with our development of our prospects. That doesn't mean guys can't come in and make a team. They can. But we don't want to rush it. We want to do things the right way. We want to do what's right for that individual player and their development process. For example, J.J. Paterka, we all look at the year he had and the points he put up and the playoffs he had. He had 3 goals only at Christmas, and he had 25 after Christmas. And that's a real credit to the work he put in to get his habits and his competitiveness and his understanding of that level of hockey in order to grow to that level. So adversity leads to growth. That just does. When you're dominating whatever level of hockey you're playing, if it's junior or college, whatever it is, if you're dominating and putting up all these goals and points, it's not as easy to grow. And sometimes by allowing guys to go to the American League and stay in the American League, they face that adversity in Rochester and they get to grow through that while they're developing, instead of sometimes having to do it at the NHL level, which is harder to go through that because there's so much more pressure, media-wise and fan-wise.
Thanks, everybody.
Good. Thank you.